Bye-bye, Buggy. So, the About Me should be changing in a second. Yesterday was our wedding anniversary. I changed the About Me. I'm thinking about changing. I should have changed the name before I got on. Because this live is whatever y'all say it is, right? Yesterday I got on for the first time in over a month. The agreement that I shot out there to everybody was I'd leave TikTok if they leave us alone. Well, they never left us alone. I got called a liar about that. When you can go look at the Reddit page yourself and see that it's been nonstop for the last 30 days. Every day there's been a post about us. Pictures of us, pictures of our car, being made fun of, everything else. So they never stopped, so why should I stop being on TikTok? Yesterday I didn't ask for a dime. Didn't ask for nothing. But it got posted all over TikTok that I was on here begging. And I didn't ask for anything yesterday. But yeah, it got posted that I was on here begging, and I said I was on here for 2 hours asking for a hotel room. I never once asked for a hotel room. And then the dumbass, I posted we wasn't going to be in a hotel room yesterday because man, look at that old truck over there. Mm-hmm. That is nice. Sorry, I got distracted by an old step side. Honestly, it looks like a Ford in the front and a Chevy in the back. It's kind of
Chevy in the back.
Okay. Yeah, but it looked like a Ford in the front.
Yeah, it did.
It was weird. 50s model. It was a step side. But it looked like a Ford in the front and a Chevy in the back. It looked like they had a Chevy bed on it. It said Chevy. It looked like it was everything else was the cab was a Ford. I don't know. It was cool looking though. Anyway. But yeah. So that's I'm just kind of getting on here I've determined that it doesn't matter what I say or what I do. It's going to be whatever the awareness pages says it is. Because out of 2 hours of being live yesterday, I never once asked for a dime. I didn't post my Cash App. One person that I knew, hey, send me your Cash App. I gave it to her. But it still didn't ask for anything. I never asked for anybody to pay for our hotel room yesterday. But the awareness pages said I did. I said 2 hours of straight begging for a hotel room. So I've made the public stance of if these awareness pages want to come on here and have a talk with me, fine. But you're going to use your real face to do it. You're not going to hide behind a picture. You're not going to hide behind a filter. We'll box you in. It's got to be your face. That's the only way I'll let you in. If any of y'all can agree to that, hey, let's do it. But to post that I'm scared to box one of y'all in when you see me in real life. Hey, Jamie. You see me in real life. You take pictures of me in real life, but I'm the one who's too scared to box you in on here. When, hey, you could just come up to me and hey, tell me where you want to meet and we'll put this on your TikTok. How's that sound? We'll meet in public. And you can set your phone up and we'll do it on your TikTok live. It can't get any more simpler than that. Am I right?
Yeah.
Tell me where you want to meet. We'll set your phone up and we'll do it on your TikTok live. You can't hide then. You can't hide behind a picture of Ryan Upchurch with the stupid name from a 5th grade class. You can't hide behind a filter then. Tell me where you want to meet and we'll meet up. But it's the narrative's going to be whatever they say it is. It's going to be whatever they say it is today. It's on here, like I said, for 2 hours yesterday. Never asked anybody for a dime, but they posted that I was on here for 2 hours begging for a hotel room. And if anybody was on here from your state, do y'all remember hearing me constantly beg for a hotel room? And I hope one of y'all are screen recording this, because I know he asked everybody to screen record my lives and send them to him. And I know that one Country Boy for Life Snarks page did it yesterday. So, yeah. Record it. Send it to him. Tell me where you want to meet. Anywhere in Dyersburg. Hey, Chris. Yeah, Jamie, you was on here yesterday. Did you hear me at any point beg for a hotel room or ask people to send me money yesterday? Mel was on here yesterday. I got on here and just talked yesterday. It was a lot of it did me a lot of good to get on here and talk and get a lot of stuff off my chest. But then, as soon as I get off here, it's this page, and
What's that for?
I've got a violation warning for harassment or bullying.
What?
I just got a warning for it. So we're going to change the subject.
Wow.
It's been out there. Apparently the right people just seen what I was wanting them to see and hear, because somebody has turned me in for harassment or bullying, but yet I can be harassed constantly on this page. So, how's it, Mel, Alexis, Jamie, Kristen, Chris, how are y'all doing today? Hope y'all are having a fantastic day. Yeah, it's supposed to get a little warm here. It's supposed to get like 85 degrees here. That kind of worries me about being out in the car all day with it being 85, because heat is one of her triggers for her epilepsy that she doesn't have. You don't have that. They said you don't have it, so you're cured, baby. No more seizures for you because the awareness page says you don't have it. Hallelujah. I would love for it still to be in the 60s and 70s. It's 85 today, 81 tomorrow. And then if the weather hasn't changed, chance of severe storms on Wednesday. And we're just... Tennessee this time of year is prime for tornadoes. We've already had some come through. Luckily, they didn't touch down in Dyersburg. I know they've touched down in some places in Arkansas and Missouri, and we got hit by the flooding from it. April's just a crazy time of year in Tennessee. And then it's liable to be snowing tomorrow. Who knows in Tennessee? I would lower that. Perfect temperatures for me is like from 55 to about 60. 65, not 60. 70 is the top of the line. That is, I think once it starts getting over 70. And again, depending on if there's a breeze, the humidity is high, it's, that kind of, 70 degrees with humidity is not bad, and there's a breeze out isn't too bad. we'll be creeping into. Hey, Carrie. Good morning, Carrie. I just got a violation for harassment and bullying. So there's that this morning. Starting off to a good run. I was addressing the situation of them saying that I spent 2 hours on here yesterday begging for a hotel room. And I was asking everybody, did they hear me ask for a hotel room once yesterday? So far, the people who was in here didn't hear that. Hey, Cotton Candy. Yep, in my head, the rest of that song played. Every time I see Cotton Candy pop up on here, in my head, it goes, Candy Tootsie Roll. Wait a minute, ain't right. Cotton Candy, sweet and low. Ain't that right?
Something like that.
Anyway, y'all know the song I'm talking about. Hey, Sherry. So in my head, it plays there when it pops up. First time I see it, Cotton Candy, sweet and low. What? How'd it go? I've said it messed up so long. Because I know the lyrics ain't Cotton Candy, sweet and low, let me see your Tootsie Roll. That ain't right,
Something
is
like
it?
that.
If y'all know the lyrics of that song, type it out. That's what I've sung. I can't say that on here.
I know you can't say that on there.
That's what I had sung on there so much. Yeah, that's the one that I've sung so much that I can't remember what it is now. Little inside joke with me and her with that song. She kind of sung it kind of low, and I can't. I'm afraid if I say it on here, I'll get another violation.
Yeah, you will.
I've already got one strike on me. The bad thing is that I remember when Tootsie Roll came out. Mm-hmm. Like they played that. We used to go out there to that little dance place out in Southtown, and when the band wouldn't play, they'd let us play the jukebox. And the Tootsie Roll was one of the songs the girls always wanted to play. Bean finally fell asleep. So, like I said, I thought we would just jump on here for a minute and address that situation, and I addressed it. And again, you know, had a good little laugh there with Cotton Candy Tootsie Roll. Would you look up the lyrics for that? I can't do it because I'm on live. It's amazing what passes as Loafers. Oh, now I got you. Loafers Lounge. I went there twice. And it was, I don't know. I think it was past its prime when we went there.
Cotton Candy, sweetie, go. Let me see the Tootsie Roll.
What? It don't say sweet and low?
No, it says sweetie, go. Like, go, girl.
Cotton Candy, sweetie, go. Let me see the Tootsie Roll.
And then
So this whole time I've been singing the lyrics to Tootsie Roll wrong. God bless. Yeah, Loafers was wild back in the day. We went once. Her older brother was going through a divorce, and every Friday and Saturday night he'd want to go to the club. And I didn't drink. I don't drink now. The last drink I've had was about 2 years ago. But but I wouldn't drink. So we'd always go, and I'd be the designated driver on the way home. And we would go to Showcase in Crothersville, Missouri. And we went out one weekend. He goes, "Hey, man, I met this girl online, American Online Dating, if that puts the date on this thing, like early 2000s. And he goes, but she wants to meet at Loafers." Sherry, we've probably seen each other then. If you ever seen my brother-in-law dance, you would remember it. It wasn't good. Horrible. But we went out to Loafers that night, and it was a very, very wild night. Like, we walked through the doors, they was throwing somebody out, and I was just like, I'm not sure about this. And then the next weekend we went out there, and there wasn't hardly anybody there that weekend. And he was meeting an old girl offline, and somebody in the bar had pulled him over to the side and said, "Man, you don't want to mess with that girl. She's got a STD. I don't know if I can say what it is or not." And he was like, "Man, I kind of want to find out for sure, but you just don't want to ask." Well, we had another buddy there that he was, what is it, 3 sheets to the wind, that old saying. And he just leaned up, tapped the girl on the shoulder, and said, I think I can say that probably.
I don't know, right?
He leaned up, tapped this girl on the shoulder, and said, "Hey, I just want to know if you got the herpes." And I was just like, well, that's one way to find out. So that was my 2 Showcase Lounge. Loafers Lounge, not Showcase. I took 2 bars and put them together. But I never did like going to clubs, bars, whatever. We'd go hang out with friends and stuff that would go there, but I didn't drink. I've had my fair share of drinks, but I didn't like going out to a bar or a club and drinking, so it wasn't my cup of tea. We ended up in Midway more times than I care to remember. That's how I was. I was the DD on a lot of nights. Now, there was times where if we was going to have a party in someone's house, I'd have a few drinks. If we was going to, somewhere we wasn't going to leave, I'd have a few drinks. But I never did. I had a bad influence around me for a little while. I'm looking at, not you.
I was going to say, it wasn't me.
I wrestled for quite a few years, and when old Derek King would come around, it's like, oh, God bless. There's so many nights I don't remember. But again, I didn't like bars. I didn't like the element of them. We went to Robbie's a few times, and people from wrestling would show up at Robbie's, and I was always the bad guy, and they'd want to try to fight me in the clubs, and I'm just like, I'm not here for that. I'm here just to hang out and have some fun. It's a character I play, blah, blah, blah. Robbie's was a little karaoke lounge out there going towards, it was in Southtown. It was in the, I can't think of the name of the hotel out there. At Trash Hotel out there. Colonial Inn.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. He didn't stay open very long because it was wild. Like, it was nothing to walk through Robbie's parking lot and there'd be people just full-fledged going at it on their cars and stuff, and It was a wild place. The biker bar's name. I don't remember the biker bar name. I remember it.
Yeah, but I don't remember.
There was one like going towards Dodges. There was that, and there was a Hideaway.
Yeah.
Was right behind that. And the one up close to the road has been called 50,000 different things. But Robbie's was right on 51. And like I said, it was at least 5 times a night somebody karaoke Rodney Carrington, show them to me.
Yeah.
The one behind the rodeo, yeah. I remember where it was at and everything. God bless. See, the rodeo was Night City too, wasn't it? And then you had the bar that got turned in. It used to be let's see. It was the Rock at one point because...
Yeah, that was Night City.
No. Night City was up on the front. Remember, behind it, the guy tried to put the Christian game room on it called Upon This Rock?
Yeah.
Yeah. That got turned into just the Rocks when they turned it into a bar.
Mm-hmm.
Night City was up there where Anderson Printing's at now.
Okay.
Because Night City's been Neon Moon. And that's been 100 different places. Now it's a printing place. I don't remember what they called the biker bar when it got put in. Dodge's chicken wings are legit the best in the business. I remember the club because I remember they had a big fight out there one night. It was one of the play patch biker gangs was out there on their bikes and had their cuts and stuff on, and like I don't know if you might remember this. I think it was the Vagos, which is a legit 1% biker club, came in on them and pulled their patches, and they had a big fight out there. And because I remember Officer Despain got in trouble for firing his pistol in the air to stop it. It's pew pew. Oh, we don't get a violation for that. Yeah, I remember all that. It started off a Christian game room and turned into the Wild West. Yeah, our Dodges. Alexis, are you from here?
The game room got shut down because that kid got hurt really bad.
Yeah, the game room got shut down because that kid got hurt playing laser tag.
Mm-hmm.
Climbed something he wasn't supposed to climb and fell off of it.
Yeah.
And then they got sued and lost the case, which is crazy because they had signs that says "Do not climb."
Mm-hmm.
I've been off here for a little while, so I forgot. Alexis is Pam's granddaughter.
Okay.
And Dodges is supposed to be opening back up. Well, it's a nice little trip down memory lane of. We've had a lot of bars here that's failed. I don't remember what the one in between Newbern and Dyersford used to be called. Not Midway. I remember Midway. Oh God, I remember Midway. I'm not going to just give a name out, or put it out there too much, but somebody who could have made things happen at Midway had told me that if I would go into her supply closet with her for 20 minutes, that me and my group could drink for free the whole night. And seeing that I was drinking Dr. Peppers, it just didn't seem worth it. Alexis, Pam still out there at NSK? I figure she's a lifer by now. Carrie, you still in here? We just kind of been talking about the town here. But I'm sure by me talking to Sherry about the clubs and stuff, and Alexis about hot wings and everything, I'm begging. So I'm in the mood for I don't know. Oh, you're fine, Carrie. I was just wondering if you were still around. I know usually you tell me if you have to leave or something. How was the name of that club back there? It was the Rocks for a while.
Yeah.
Cotton candy, I have. And without knowing who it is, they really can't do anything about it. They said it was stalker behavior. And if I had a name, I would definitely have enough to put a restraining order on the person. But when they hide behind fake pics and fake names, I can't take that to them. Yeah, Alexis, I went back out there for a little while, and Lord, when she found out I was back, she had to come aggravate me. I was on a different line. I looked up, and there she was. I used to love working with her, though. I used to love aggravating her, to be truthful with you. Me and her worked side by side on the Subaru line, and I worked up front on the first part, and then on the second part, we worked side by side. We'd rotate in and out on machines. And I remember one day I go down there, and I went to every day I get down and be like, all right, Pam, now we ain't gonna drag her feet now. We gotta do this. And I went down there and I was like, all right, Pam. She goes, look, not today. Leave me the elf alone. She goes, I'm having a bad day. And I was like, oh, okay, I better back off of her today. But I loved aggravating her. But she could dish it back out too, though. So, cotton candy, I agree with you. It's when I got off here yesterday, I looked at some of the stuff that was posted afterwards, and that was the last I thought about it. They posted on Reddit and here constantly, like he spent the rest of his night thinking about me, and I spent the rest of my night trying to figure out my own problems, you know. So you too, Jamie. You have a great day.
Maybe he has a secret crush on you.
Beginning to think he does. But, and again, listen, 30 minutes straight on live. I'm not asking for anything. But they'll have this live posted somewhere and have that I was begging for something on there.
Maybe that's what it is.
Cotton Candy, he told me at one post that he owns his own business. And I caught this. If you delete something for us on there, they delete. Sorry, if you post something, it's positive about us on there, they delete it. Well, he posted that he owns his own business, so he can follow me around all day if he wants to. And somebody else posted on there and said, well, here's a way to solve this problem. You claim he won't work, you own your own business, offer him a job, then if he doesn't take it, you're right. That got deleted. And then when the other people got on there and telling us this is stalking behavior, that got deleted. But if you get on there and you trash us and put us down, that gets left up. I've got a few more minutes I can be on here right now, and then I've got to get off here and figure some things out. I got some things that I've got to go do. But they want me to make this apology video for scamming people, and I didn't scam anybody. I can show on my Cash App, my Venmo, and my wife's Cash App that every dime that was sent to us for a hotel room went to a hotel room. You send us money for food, it went for food. If you send money for gas, it went for gas. Now, exactly, asking for help isn't a scam. If I got on here and I said, oh my God, we need a hotel room so bad, please help us, that'll be the clip they'll take and post right there.
Yeah.
They're fixing to edit that out and that's going to be their post. Watch, that's going to be the post. They'll edit that little smiglet out, and that'll be what they'll post up. But if I got on here and I've said that, and I was like, we need your help, please send money, and you sent me money and it was for a hotel room, but I went out and bought, I went out and bought a guitar. It was something to that, a new phone. I went out and I spent the money for something that I'm not asking for. That's scamming people. If you sent money for a hotel room and I went and paid the hotel bill, that's not scamming. That's asking for help. I'm in a vicious cycle here that I can't seem to get off. I know what it's going to take to get us off the cycle. I mean, I know 100% it's going to take me going to work. And I have no issue with me going to work. Uh-oh. That was almost a head-on.
Yeah, it was.
But I can't go to work when we're living in our car. I can't pull up to a factory and go in and work an 8, 10, 12-hour shift with my wife sitting in the car on the parking lot. I can't go into a restaurant and work a long shift with her sitting in the car in the parking lot. So it's kind of like we can get us a room for a few days, and we're grateful when we get the room. Trust me, very grateful.
Very.
When we get help on something, we're grateful for it. But they've turned that into just posting me everywhere as a scam. And all because, and I've never not admitted to handling the borrowing the $80 from somebody. I never admitted that. I never denied that I handled that wrong. Said from the get-go, I handled that completely wrong. That could have been handled so much better. I don't miss that job at all.
JD said he used to work for him in the warehouse when he lived in Nashville.
It's probably a lot better up there.
Yeah, he said that he got paid good up there.
The Humboldt facility is the worst FedEx hub.
Yeah, that's what I was telling him.
In the state.
Yeah, that's what I was telling him.
If he worked in the warehouse, he worked for FedEx. See, I worked for a contractor who paid us crap.
Yeah, that's what I was telling him.
Anyway, we got sidetracked, seen a FedEx truck. Worst job I've ever had in my life. It wasn't through FedEx, it was through a contractor, and they paid us $110 a day, and it didn't matter how many hours you worked. And a lot of those days you're working I can't take a job at a factory and be in there working for 12 hours and she's sitting in the car. How is she going to go to the bathroom? How is she going to eat? You see where the problem lies there? I mean, if you can sit in a vehicle for 12 hours a day in a parking lot and not have to go to the bathroom or anything, and if we have to go to the bathroom, you know what we do? We pull around to the gas station that's close or the library. So there's... no, she can't drive. If she could drive, she could drop me off. But she has epilepsy. You know, so she doesn't drive. It's too dangerous for her to drive. Not letting you mod again? I wonder why it does that.
How's it not letting?
It's not letting Carrie mod.
Huh.
Still shows she's a mod, but there's a big difference between sitting in the car during the day, not working, than sitting in the car while someone else is at work. So it's... You know, like I said, if she has to use the restroom or something, we're right around the corner. You know, a factory's not going to let her inside the factory to come use the bathroom whenever she needs to use it. So, Carrie, I have no idea why it's not letting you mod. It still shows your mod. I haven't taken you off of nothing. Of course, I don't have a reason to take you off of a mod. But you know what, it does that sometimes. I don't know why. But anyway, I got to get off here in just a second. I just wanted to kind of prove a point. Again, another live where I haven't asked anybody for a dime. Okay, Carrie. She exited and came back. No, it's fine.
Oh, okay.
TikTok's weird like that sometimes. I got a violation warning for bullying and harassing, which I'm kind of trying to figure that out because they do it to me all the time and it's all right, but I don't know. I guess when I was like, meet me somewhere, that was too much for TikTok to stand. But what? I guarantee you guys, the little clip where I was being, where I said something about help with the room and I was using that as an example, that's going to be the clip that gets shared. And it's going to be on some other pages and on Reddit here in a minute. It's probably already on Reddit that I'm on TikTok.
Oh, I'm sure.
And then I'm on live begging. And
You got a man crush.
Well, there's some chick that's around here too, the Oak of something, her name on there, and she's just as bad as he is. But yeah. But anyway, I got just a few more minutes to be on. 40 minutes right now. Hey, DJ, how are you doing? Good morning to you. Oh, I'm sleepy. I didn't sleep but a couple hours last night. How many more grays am I going to lose? I can imagine, DJ. Monday morning, just... I can imagine there's a lot of times where being a nurse isn't a good day. We got a friend who... I don't know. She's a nurse, but she goes around and takes care of people. What's that called? Home health.
Home health.
And Friday, I think, was it Friday? Yeah, it was Friday.
Yeah, I think so.
I got talking to her, and a caregiver, home health. She told me, she's like, yeah, I'll just sit down with a big cup of coffee. And after a certain time, that's, weird for her to have coffee. And she's like, well, it was either bourbon or coffee tonight. And she said, I got my grandkids coming over, so it was coffee. And I said, well, did you have a rough day? And she goes, she said, I've been in 5 different counties today. And someone that she had been taking care of for a while, she got the notice that they had passed. And she said it kind of hit her hard. And she said she'd been taking care of that person for a couple of years now. And I mean, you get that bond with the people and everything, And if something happens to them, I imagine it's, it's like losing a family member. So, yeah, they become like you're seeing them. I appreciate you for watching the video. I really do. I wanted to post that video and let everybody have the answers and stuff. That way maybe it would cut down on people asking. So I really appreciate you watching that. Yeah. Sorry the video was almost 10 minutes long, though. And I got babbling. I do that. I'm doing it now. I'm babbling about babbling.
You're a babbler.
I am a babbler. If I'd have been born in a fictional place, it would have been Babylon. But anyway. Well, thank you for the hand heart. Appreciate that. But, yeah. So today was just, this live was just about making a point. I'm not asking anybody for anything. I'm sitting here with $8 between the two of us, and this is just me telling the story. This isn't a dry bag or anything else. I'm sitting here with $8 between the two of us. Yesterday was our anniversary. We spent it in the car eating a sub sandwich and then sleeping in the car. I didn't ask anybody for any help yesterday on here. I didn't ask. I'm not asking today. Even though God bless knows we could use some help. But I'm not asking. I haven't asked for a dime. I don't have my PayPal, Cash App, anything posted. But we'll guarantee you this will be on the awareness pages that I'm begging. So, like the missus, I didn't figure you want to be shown today.
I look kind of rough.
No, you don't. You look beautiful. You are so beautiful to me. Can't you see? That's a Little Rascal version.
Yeah.
What was it? Alfalfa sung it to who? Darla?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. We just aged ourselves in that story. Or that show. But anyway. About to get off here. Got a few things I need to go get done. Gotta take my meds. It's about time. I take them about 11 every day. So, but yeah, it's one of them things where on here I'm damned if I do and damned if I don't. But I don't even think I finished the story like I was.
You said
got talking
like the wife,
yeah,
or something like that. And that's all you said.
Like the wife and her good friend both said that they're not going to stop, so we might as well be on the app anyway, right? I mean, the agreement was they wanted me gone, I'd leave it, and they'd leave us alone. I left, and they didn't leave us alone. So I obviously can.
I mean, when they pick out that I'm a bad person because I like coffee so much.
Yeah, she's a horrible person because she has a coffee problem.
Like, that's all you have, really?
But, you know, it is what it is. But we'll probably be back on later. Yeah, we'll probably be back on later. I think I'm going to turn the privacy settings off too later and fight them.
But I haven't had the devil's juice today.
So, yeah. I got about 5 more minutes I can sit here. Thank you, Bando Brit. 5 more minutes before I have to get off here. Or maybe a couple more. Hey, Shy Mommy's on. It didn't pop up she was on. That's another one who catches hell on here just for being friends with people. It's like, I got the violation for bullying and harassing. I just got that violation warning. But yet, they harass people who are friends with people on here. It's like, I know my moderators have gotten messages on top of messages. I know people who has helped us has gotten messages on top of messages, and they harass them to the point where they don't help anybody anymore. I mean, they harassed one girl so bad that she left TikTok, and she was making good money on TikTok, doing the TikTok shop and stuff, and battles. And she chose to help somebody out. She didn't help us out. We know her, though. But she chose to help someone out, and they DM'd her so much that she left the app and left income she was making for her family because she couldn't take it. But yet, I just got a violation warning. CJ, I imagine you got a ton of them. And like I said earlier, I can show proof that if I got on here and I asked for help with a hotel, I can show y'all where I was paying for hotels. Sorry, I had an itchy nose. I can show on Cash App and PayPal and everything that, well, if I got it on PayPal, I'll send it to Cash App. That the money that went for food, it went for food. So, and I hope that you didn't believe them, CJ. I don't think you did. Seems like I remembered when that happened. It's been a minute ago. It's just like, you know, I kind of don't want to say this, but it's kind of, as rude as he was, the Detroit Nike guy, they called him a scammer, but he was using the money he got to keep his hotel. Now, he might have had other things and might have been scamming people. I don't know. They all claim that he had a new car and this, that, and the other. I don't know. I'm sure there are people that get on here and scam. I'm sure there are. That's everyday life. You know, thank you for the heart puffs, CJ. People get on here and in everyday life, and not everybody's good people, but not everybody who's asking for help is bad people. And I hope that these people never have to go through anything that we went through in the last year. But they need to. And I say that, and I'm going to explain this. And if this gets aired on anything else, they're not going to show this part. They need to go through it to be humble, to realize that it's not as easy to get back on your feet as they think it is. You can't just snap your fingers and get back on your feet. If that was the case, meaning you've been snapping your fingers for 3 weeks now, wouldn't you? I know the situation you're in. CJ, thank you for all the heart puffs. I'm not going to just put your business out there, but I know the situation you're in, and snapping your fingers and blinking your eyes, and one day you get out of a situation, you know. See, I wouldn't go put all your stuff out there, but I know Minnie's lost her house in the flood we had down here. But hey, the awareness pages, you should get up tomorrow and it'll be all right. You need to get off your butt and go to work, right? That's supposed to cure everything in one day. You know, I know you're doing everything you can do to get, you know. Oh, yeah. And see, that's what a lot of people don't realize. I'm going to stay on here for about 5 extra minutes than I should. They say you should go to your churches and they will help you. I guarantee you, meaning that you've probably gotten no help from any church, might have got a food box. Need a van like that gutted out. But there's no help in this area to get hotel vouchers. None of the Salvation Army, the churches, will help you with that. And, you know, here's the crazy thing. I'm going to backtrack just a little bit. Some of the churches will help you. But the churches that help you or only help you if you're in a situation that you're in because you're doing stuff that you're not supposed to be doing. They're not coming to help us and you, Minnie. They're coming to help the people who are out there who are smoking up every dime they get. CJ, we've been going through it the last couple of months. We've been in and out of hotels. We've had to sleep in our car. We slept in our car last night on our anniversary. Not 100% sure how we're going to make $8 last for food, but we're going to do our best with it. And we're going to be grateful that we have that $8 because we know there's people out there who are in the same situation who don't have the $8 to go get something to eat on. who we're grateful that we have a car now, because there's people out there who don't have a car to turn to sleep in. You know, we're grateful for the few friends that we have that is stuck beside us on this. That's been the most heartbreaking thing for me with this, is seeing friends that I've known my whole life virtually read your text message in desperation, not even asking for anything, just, hey, I just need to talk, man. I need to get I need somebody I can talk to. I need somebody that, you know I trust and I can talk to, and they read it and they won't to respond back to you. But the minute they need help, they text you 15 times, want to know how come you're not answering their text. I reached out to my pastor for guidance the other day, because I was struggling. I was depressed, and it was rough. And message I sent him, I was like, brother, I'm lost and I need some guidance. And he read my text message and never responded. And this is a guy that I would have went to the end of the earth for, because I've known him before he got straightened out and became a pastor. I'd have went to the end of the world for that guy, and he wouldn't return a text from me. Angela's been catching all of this when I get down like this. She's been my rock through all this. Minnie, I tell you, and see, this is where the awareness page goes, man, what do they do for their friends and family to turn on them? Like, nothing. Friends and family, most of them ain't going to be there for you. The biggest lie that 95% of the people say is, hey, if you need anything, just call me. Yeah, CJ, Minnie's from the same town I'm from. And we got hit with some tornadoes here. Not really tornadoes, but not confirmed tornadoes. Let's put it that way. The way the trees was taken out, it was twisted and not blown over. I think it was a tornado that didn't touch down. Then right after that, we got hit by a big flood. Flood actually made news for the people in Bogota who made a levee around their house to save their mother's house. Minnie, unfortunately, she was one of the people who got hit with the flood. And, when you're... Michelle, not really. That's what we're kind of just sitting here talking about. We wasn't hit by the floods. We was not affected directly by the floods, but affected by the floods. Does that make sense? Let me say. We was on the list for West Tennessee Homeless Solution, and we was about to be put up in a hotel by them until they could find us housing. And then the floods hit, and they turned to help the people in the floods. I don't hold any ill, feelings for that. But when they did that, it took the funds away from the people who was on the list that was about to get housing. We have the West Tennessee Homeless Solution here. And like I was saying, the floods, they helped a lot of people with the flood, and it pushed a lot of people who was on that list back. I don't know how far they're going with helping with the flood victims and getting new housing and stuff. I do know they put a lot of them up in hotels. But we've got a list of places that are supposed to help you, but they don't. So, yeah. And see, these same people who sit there and label us this way, I guarantee you they would label Minnie the same way if she got on here one time and asked for help. I know they would. I'd bet everything I have that if she got on here and just put, hey, I started a GoFundMe because I lost my home in a flood, she'd be a scammer.
They didn't have no flood.
You know, they ain't flooded in Dyersburg in 15 years. They'll be an expert on our floods. So, yeah. But, yeah, CJ, we don't have much here. West Tennessee Homeless Solution, they put you on a list, and you hope that when the monthly funds come in that you're high enough on the list that you get help. Man. Which hotel did you stay at, Minnie? I know about what all of them cost around here nowadays. Oh, Lord. Unless it was Emerald Inn, it wasn't a cheap feat to stay there for a week. Everything else you're looking at $650 and above. I know a lot of, I think a lot of them got the help, and I think a lot of them was people who was renting places that probably had no kind of insurance. I'm surprised they let you stay there, Minnie, because they told us they didn't do rooms to locals. He might have decided to let the flood victims come in, I guess. Yeah, I'm telling you, that's spot on with the prices. I said $650 or above. She stayed at Quality over here by Walgreens.
Oh, really?
They might have had a heart for a change and let the flood victims stay there. But hey, no, hotels ain't that expensive, Minnie. That's what they tell me. Right? You can get a hotel anywhere in Dyersburg for $60 a night.
That's what they say.
That's what they keep telling me. That's good, Minnie. I know he normally doesn't let locals stay. She said the woman at the front desk was in the flood too.
Mm-hmm.
So you definitely caught a break with that. I talked to one woman and she said that their house was they lost their house to a fire and went to try to stay there, and he told them no locals. If you're from Dyer County, which is, that's the county that we live in, Dyersburg, Newbern, Trimble area. If you're from this area, he won't rent you a room. And if it's the one I'm thinking about, I mean, you might be able to back me up on this. He did have a sign on the door that said no locals. And a lot of them charges you a deposit. If you go to the Holiday Inn, They charge you a $200 deposit if you're a local. And the Hilton behind the mall charges a $40 deposit if you're a local. But you get the $200 deposit back too from Holiday Inn. But I kind of understand why, and I talked to the guy who owns Emerald Inn, and he kind of broke it down for me. He said that a lot of places that charge these big deposits for the locals to deter the people away who are going to go in and have a party or something and trash the rooms. I think Quality Inn got a lot of that back in the day. I think there was a lot of people with addictions that would go in there and stay and would just trash the rooms. But yeah, the Quality Inn, Econo Inn, they won't do locals. Like I said, I agree with you. I didn't think it mattered where you lived if you wanted a hotel room. Like, you could, what if you just wanted a night of, hey, I just want to go somewhere and relax, get in a hot tub and with the missus and have a romantic evening, and you want to get away from everybody else in your everyday life, and you can't go to a hotel and do that because you're local. Oh, stop it. I know it sounds nice, but I'll pour some hot water on you while we're in the car. Blow bubbles. It's the best I can do. I said a hot tub and a romantic evening, and she goes, oh, it sounds nice. But I've legit had to argue with these people from the awareness groups that there's hotels here that say no locals, and they're like, oh, well, this hotel, okay, Carrie, I got to get off here too. I got something I need to go handle. But a lot of them are, hey, there's no locals. You can't stay here. And then they're like, oh, well, I got online and there's, this hotel says it's $70 a night. Okay, $70 a night. Then you add the pet fee. Then you add your taxes. You're at about $90 a night. And then the hotel we've been staying at is roughly 94 and some change, so $95 a night. But on your first night, you got to pay a $50 deposit. And I got argued with it about that deposit. That hotels doesn't charge a deposit when I'm sitting here at the hotel that charges it. It's insane that these people who, why are you telling these people you need $100 a night when the room's only $70? Okay, $70 plus $15 dog tax fee plus your taxes, about $95. See, Minnie said she had to pay a deposit for her room.
Yeah.
Some hotels doesn't charge it. Emerald Inn never charged us. Hey, it's me. They never charged us a deposit for, beforehand on the room. Two other ones, Days Inn didn't charge a deposit on the room, but they ended up screwing us over. We paid a dog fee, and it stated in their contract that when we left, if the room was not damaged by the animal, we would get our pet deposit back. And when we left, there was no damage, and we're still fighting with the guy to get a pet deposit back. $28 a day for 28 days. It's a nice little chunk of change. But anyway, I'm going to get off here. Again, though, here we are. We're at an hour and 11 minutes. Has anybody on here heard me ask for anything? Like, have I asked any of y'all to cover our hotel? Have I asked y'all to help me with food? Have I asked y'all to help me with gas? Anything. Wash some clothes. God, that would be a blessing in disguise just to get to wash clothes.
Yeah, it would.
It is, and we're in dispute with them now about it. He's saying that he doesn't feel like he owes us that money back. And we took pictures and videos and everything, and I've recently just sent those into corporate. And showing them, hey, this is how the room was left. You can see there's no damage for the dog. We got a Jack Russell Chihuahua that sleeps 19 hours a day. And when she needs to go out, she lets us know. Before we would go anywhere, we make sure we took her out. We'd come back. Wouldn't be anything in the floor. She doesn't make messes. You know, she doesn't tear anything up. She doesn't scratch on doors. She's just... I mean, she's in the back seat asleep right now, and that's what she's going to do for the most of the day. Meaning, I tell you, laundromats are expensive. The ones in Newbern are so much better, though, than the one here. I don't know if you went to that one, but it's so much better.
Yeah, I like the one in Newbern.
Oh, my God. Hey, Lisa. You know, Wolfpack, I can't even say the room was not maintained because our room was always kept up good. The housekeeping was always good. You know, fresh sheets every 2 or 3 days, fresh towels every day. You know, he had some issues in some other rooms with some things. But overall, the hotel was pretty well maintained. It was a nice little hotel. It was nice enough up to the point of I'd have gave him a 5-star review. I didn't know in 28 days we had to check out. He told me on the 28th day, hey, you got to go. And at the time we didn't have a car. I was trying to find a way to do it. Trying to find a way to move and everything. I used my gold member or platinum member status to get us a late checkout that day, and he sent the housekeeping girl down there to tell us that if we wasn't out by 1 o'clock, he was calling the cops on us, and I had the checkout set for 3 o'clock, and we was gone before then. And I told him, I was like, hey, I'm getting a ride together, but it's going to be after a certain time. So I went in and I adjusted our checkout time. I used my platinum status to do that. I used points to adjust my checkout time. We'll be gone, but it'll be 2 o'clock. Apparently, and this is just coming from the hotel owner at Emerald Inn, he explained it to me. Apparently, Tennessee has a law. I don't know if this is true. This is just what I was told. That unless you have a long-term agreement with the hotel where you're doing it weekly or monthly, 28 days is the max amount of time they can keep you there. Then you have to check out for 2 or 3 days and you can come back. So I don't know. That's just what I was told. That's how it was explained to me. But Excuse me. Had a little burp. We stayed at Motel 6 and we was there for 28 days, and he was like, you got to check out, you got to come back. See, that makes sense. So he can't claim residency there. That makes sense. Emerald Inn will work with you on. They do have rooms where he rents them out by the week and by the month. That was the first hotel we ever stayed at like that, and we was there for 5 months. And the only reason we left there was because of the awareness groups here on TikTok. They started calling them and raised so much hell that he was like, hey, I'm getting so many phone calls about you guys being on TikTok trashing my hotel. And we never did that. They lied on that one. Overall, he's got a good hotel. He's trying to improve it every day. He's remodeling rooms, every day. We never had a problem that he didn't fix. Sink stopped up, man, he was down there quick fixing it. I agree with you, Wolfpack. Here, Motel 6 wants you to check out for at least 3 days before you can check back in for your 28 days to restart. Emerald, when we dealt with them, it is a sharp vet. We paid by the week, so we never had to deal with it. But I didn't know about the 28-day thing until the guy at Days Inn hits me, last minute. Because we've never been in this situation. Hey, Rainbows. How you doing, sweetheart? So we never been in this situation where we had to stay in a hotel like this. Of course, we've gone out of town, a hotel for a night or two, but that's a big difference between going out of town for a night or two and then staying in one because you don't have a place to live. Lisa says hi.
Hey.
She says she's not feeling pretty today, so she doesn't want to get on live. Okay. So he kind of explained it to me, but he didn't go that deep. It makes sense. I mean, I understand, I just didn't know that. And like I said, when we went back to Motel 6, Lisa said, you're beautiful.
Thank you.
I have to agree with her. When we went and stayed at Motel 6 for a little while, we understood it at that point. Okay, when we get up to 28 days, we got to check out for a little while. We didn't make it to 28 days. But, we made it like 8 days and had to check out, and then 3 or 4 days here and there and to check out. And, it's just bouncing around right now between a room and the car. Wolfpack, where are you at? If you want to DM me that, you can. We can talk on DMs. But I've stayed on here a lot longer than I meant to. And again, today, it was just conversation. But I'm sure because we've talked about hotels and everything, I'm going to be posted that I'm begging for a hotel room. I'm not begging or asking anybody for anything. But somebody around here got some skunk. I don't partake in the devil's lettuce anymore, but I still remember what it smells like. It amazes me, like, there's a guy that comes to the gym and he's in his car before the gym every day, toking it up. I'm like, man, that would relax me. I wouldn't want to work out. But I've got to get off here, guys. I've got to take some medicine. I've got to take my blood pressure meds. It's time for me to take those. And then we'll be back on after a while, probably to break the day up some. It kills my phone battery so much to be on here. We've considered several times moving and just starting over. To be honest with you, it scares me to death because what little resources we have here, I feel like I know and I feel safe, I guess. Oh, I understand, Wolfpack. I understand. It's like I don't know. But anyway, I've got to get off here and get my meds taken. And then I've got to go take care of a few things, and then we'll probably be back on a little bit later on. I guess just come on here twice a day and beg, right? Is that what we're going to do?
I guess so.
Just beg.
That's what they're on say anyway.
Anyway, Minnie, if you're still on, real quick before I get off here, the laundromat up there in New Bern is, it's not the one behind, it's not the one beside Sonic. It's down the road from Sonic. Really nice. It's small, but his washers are fantastic. Dryers are pretty decent.
It's very, very clean.
Very clean. Washers are probably a couple bucks cheaper than here in town. So yeah, a couple bucks cheaper. Dryers are probably about the same to dry. Corn Dread, I put up a video about what everything that happened there, but I will explain it to you since you didn't ask for it or anything. I failed my physical I was going to work at the prison, and the blood pressure was extremely too high, and it failed me out on my physical. And if you can't pass the physical, you can't go to work there. They've given me some time. They didn't disqualify me. They just told me they'd give me some time to try to get it back under control, because I went for a long time with it under control. But it's hard to keep it under control when you're sitting here worried every minute of the day. It's hard to when you're stressed and you're worried and you've got you got a lot on you. I know everybody's got a lot on them, but you know what I mean. It's like my biggest concern today is it's going to be 85 degrees, and it's going to get nice and warm out here. And heat is one of my wife's triggers for her epilepsy. And I've been trying to find any yard work, any kind of, I was looking earlier today for yard work, just to get us in a hotel room. $8 between the two of us to eat on. When you're worried about things like that constantly, it's hard to keep your stress level down and not have blood pressure problems. I had blood pressure problems anyway, but it makes it a little bit worse. So yeah. All right, guys, I've got to get off here. I've got to take these meds. I've got something I've got to run and do. And listen, DMs are always open. If anybody from here wanted to keep chatting, anything like that, just DM me. And you guys have a safe day.